All right, welcome back. Happy Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. My name is Danelsia Walker. I am an author, poet, singer, or songstress, however you want to refer to it. I do a lot of things. But right now, currently today, I am going over the continued session of Patikas of the Orisha Tarot and by Andrew McGregory Obatalimi, for beginning practitioners who are studying Orisha, 7 African powers, or wanting to learn the tarot coinciding with that. One of my favorite books. And I have already went ahead and covered the trumps. And you can see the previous videos for that. I do have a playlist available. Today, instead of doing each of the individual sections for wands, swords, cups, disc, I'm going to start with the court cards. Okay. All right. I do have coinciding journals available and cliff notes, as well as a book I just completed on Orishas, the 7 African powers, actually, particularly, on Amazon. Okay. It's called the 7 African Powers Sacred Practices for Beginning Practitioners. You know, I chose this spot because the sun wasn't out earlier. Just look at that. It just popped right on out. Thank you, God. Hallelujah. All right. This Yummy Novelty is covers a lot of things. Candle magic, altar preparation. Cover topics are event organization, invocation, axi, proper offering disposal. Cover chakra names, chants, affirmations. Sanskrit and chakra assignments, treasure stone associated with each Orisha, as well as favorite items and shared personal experiences. All right. In this section, you will encounter roles in the community based on historical titles of these cards: page, knight, queen, and king. It is tempting to see them as a progression. However, it is not a valid way of looking at them in this deck. We have a proverb: the finger and the thumb work together to get things done. Which is more important? Obviously none. They each play a slightly varying part in the process of getting things done. In a general way, I have placed these community roles where they are in alignment with the nature of the court card. If you think of any of the pages as being the most inexperienced and the kings as having the biggest depth of practice, it is a fair comparison that it is not tied to age or gender, but to experience in Ashi, or nature. Ashe, or nature. When reading the court cards, it is generally helpful to think of them as people. Are they representing the individual getting the reading, or a person in their life? If you describe the card to the person, they will usually know exactly who it is. We're going to start with the Page of Wands. Now for this section, for the court cards, I'm going to read each of them, but not individually. Okay? I mean, not individually labeled like I did previously for the other videos. Okay? When we start something new, it is important to be aware of what we do not know. Humility and patience can often open up more doors than being pushy or arrogant. Becoming part of a community takes time and generosity of spirit on both sides. Here we meet someone who has undertaken some initiations with the Orisha. They are holding the traditional components used in a ceremony to help align us with our Ori destination. The necklaces they wear say they have come under the protection of a godparent's Orisha. At this stage, many people build relationships with the community that they have found. In doing so, they often discover both generosity and that human nature is the same everywhere. In starting our spiritual journey, it is important to understand the limits of spirituality. No community is perfect. Woo. Coming out of the dark, starting to mingle with people, you definitely learn that is true. No community is perfect. Okay? All right. In starting our spiritual journey, it is important to understand the limits of spirituality. Oh, went there already. The Orisha do not promise we can be more than human. It falls to all of us at all stages of our journey to work on our character. That is true as well. Symbolism. A plate of offerings to help align with our destiny. A person starting out and finding their place in a situation. A broom and a mop showing that humility and hard work are the best way to learn in these traditions. I'm at the Page of Wands frequently because I am always learning. Yes, indeed. All right. Divining. This person is keen to learn and grow. They must be careful not to make themselves a pain to those they wish to learn from. No one owes them anything, period. Instead, they should come with a generosity of heart and a willingness to work. This attitude will open every door in time. A new start, a gesture that opens the roads to success. Hard work that leads to promotion or evolution. Solutions. Trust is earned, work hard, be humble, listen to those who know. Oh, powerful lesson. All right, Knights of Wands. Okay, just checking. The person this card shows gets things done. They have a clarity of focus that is sometimes off-putting to others. At times, they may have a gruffiness that even offends people. It all comes from their belief that getting things done is more important than people's feelings. I need to have more of this. During larger ceremonies, the amount of work is seamlessly boundless. There are weeks of preparations, days of ceremony and cooking, and then the cleanup after 50 people have all lived and worked together for a weekend. One of the most often overlooked parts of this work is the proper disposal of the ceremonial remains. Each might be marked for a specific location. Ideally, they are all taken far away from where the ceremony was done, in place where they will not be found later, disturb the neighbors, or pollute nature. And I do talk about proper disposal in my book as well for the oxen. Okay. The children of the Orisha, known as the warriors, Elegua, Ogun, and Osashi, are often called on to help with this process. Elegua and Ogun are referred to in songs as the one who carry the load. Their priests are said to have the ability to handle the energy of this work well. Show you the card. Show you again. Symbolism. A priest of Ogun is loading the remains of a ceremony into a truck for disposal. Come on, Ogun. A selection of places that might be marked for destinations are in the distance, the oceans, crossroads, and the woods. Garbage bags highlighting the modern versus historical relationship to waste. Divining. This person has a great energy and focus, but others do not understand them. They are at times lacking in social graces in a way that may limit them. Yeah, definitely. Being stronger than others is a blessing and a curse that can open doors or bring about competition and jealousy. Traveling for work, others rely on you. Do not let them down or let them take advantage. Trust in your strength. Do not use it all up. Knowing the best places to go is a gift. Solutions. Do not cut corners. Be polite. Do not linger in hot places, a street corner, etc. Do not do things halfway. Be mindful of the law. All right. I think that applies to me as well. All right, Queen of Wands. This card is one of power, status, and high energy. Whomever it shows up for is dedicated to their path and is in full possession of their power. They are a leader and often a pillar of their community. It is important to understand that the Orisha traditions are not a linear path of learning and gaining status in the way many Western pagan or initiatory paths are. Initiation is based on need, capacity, and destiny. In general, they do not convey status. One of the few that they do is a ceremony known as Pinaldo, or knife. Pinaldo, in case you want to do some more research on it. This ceremony serves many functions as a strengthening of one's initiation, marking the priest as maturing within the religion, and bestowing the right to use a knife in performing sacrifices. The right to use a knife in sacrifice is good symbolism. For understand this role, all priests are permitted to sacrifice birds to their Orisha with their hands with a knife. One may also perform the sacrifice of four-legged animals like goats. Sacrifices of this nature require much more study and skill to ensure that it is done safely and humanely. It is also something that people do not have the right temperament for. It requires both a balance of compassion and firmness. Queen of Wands. This card is one of, okay, here we go. Symbolism. A beaded knife symbolizing this person's role. Green and black symbolizing Ogun's role in sacrificing animals. A cage holding the animal awaiting sacrifice. This person's status is important to their success. It rests on their conduct, which must be impeccable in order to maintain their success. If they are fearful, greedy, or arrogant, others will turn against them. If they are too compassionate, gentle, and receptive, others will put them off course. They must walk the balance between being a part of the world and community and also serving their needs and obligations first. A growth in status, new obligations, learning deeper ways of doing things, studying at school or with a mentor. Solutions, respect everything. Listen to yourself first. Do what needs to be done. That is called the balancing game right there. Truly. Every day. That is a balancing act. All right. King of Wands. The person in this card is one of action. They know the right actions to do and when and how to do them. They are not afraid to step in and make things happen when others aren't able or willing. Their compassion and charisma make them a natural leader. The Orient is known as the head of the mat, or the one who knows everything. They guide and oversee ceremonies for individuals and the community. Through years of apprenticeship, they have learned how to divine, sing, sacrifice, and initiate others. During the consecrating of new priests, the divination they perform will guide that person for the rest of their life. Whew. Excuse me. The role of the Orient is bestowed by the community in which this person works. When their teachers feel they are ready, this person will lead an initiation in the community and elders will decide if they are ready. The success of this person comes from understanding the interdependence with the communities they work in. Symbolism. 16 cowrie shells they divine with to help guide others. A community of people they serve. Plants through which they offer healing and birth Orisha. This person has great skill and knowledge. They are called on to lead in some way. Wherever they are in life, they are meant to be in charge. This is easier to understand in work and busyness, but in relationships, it can be very tricky to be involved with this person. If the power imbalance is too wide, the relationship cannot endure. A growth in knowledge and status. A profound person with much insight. A person seeking power. Solutions. Check your ego. Make offerings. Pause a minute. Not sure what they're quite doing, but okay. I'm going to screenshot that later. All right. Find out what they flying. Now that they've passed, excuse me. Make offerings to, well, check your solutions, check your ego. It was so loud, I thought they was coming back around. Okay. Check your ego, make offerings to Shango and Obatala, divine often. Page of Cups. Woo. In the Tarot de Marseille, he look real cut and clean, don't he? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. All right. In the Tarot de Marseille, it is customary for the cup of this card to be covered, usually with a cloth of some sort. The cup contains something for sure, but what exactly is a mystery since we cannot peek inside. In this card, we see the newly crowned priestly Ayawo, or at least what we were allowed to see of them. During the first year and 7 days, the new priest is required to live apart from the world. This person has no name or other than Ayawo. Must wear all white, should not go outside after dark, touch other people, have their picture taken, or look in mirrors. Okay. Ayawo is often translated as bride of the Orisha, highlighting the intensity of the union between the person who was initiated and the spirits they received. In reality, few people understand what it means to make this kind of commitment. It is a leap into the unknown, taking out of the need or deep faith. In this way, the Ayawo peeks beneath the cloth on the cup by irrevocably, stepping into the initiation room. Clean cut. A lot of thoughts in my head there. Anyway, symbolism. Alagua's head as the guidance of spirit taking the person towards their destiny. Blue and white jars containing the mysteries to which they are now wed. A hidden face representing the commitments required and the newfound separation from the world. Divining. The person who finds this card in their reading is entering a time where many things will be revealed. This is a blessing, but it may also feel like hardship. Once we look in the cup, we can no longer go back to seeing the world as we did. The coming time will remove naivety. Commitments are being asked of you. You can evolve if you are willing to do what is required. Choices made now will affect status down the road. Spirit is the best voice to listen to for advice, solutions. Keep your own counsel. Take time to let the changes set in. Live the faith you profess. Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is hardworking, often doing repetitive jobs. At its best, this card represents someone who is generous and tireless in service of their community. At its worst, it can speak of someone who is petty, irritable, and who complains endlessly about the job at hand. The Orisha traditions run on food. When I was first initiated, one of my elders explained to me that a priest was obliged to be a good host and feed the people who came to their house. In this card, we meet the head of the kitchen, the person who knows all the traditional foods and how to prepare them. This person also knows how to run a kitchen for large events. Running a kitchen full of volunteers and cooking for lots of people is a taxing thing to do. Each animal that was sacrificed must have its parts prepared for the spirits and the rest cooked for the people present. All must be carefully kept separate to avoid a taboo item ending up on the wrong plate. It is not uncommon for people to cook and clean all day for several days in a row at a priest initiation. Tempers can run high and emotions can overflow. The head cook's job is to keep everyone working together and on track. This same principle and how this works in life for the kitchen applies to other areas in life as well. Okay, when it comes to event organization, something else I discussed in my book. Here you go, darling. Yeah. Woo. Symbolism. The cook working in the kitchen, images of various traditional food to symbolize the practical Knowledge required. A pot boiling represents both the food being prepared and the possibility for things to boil over. Divining. This card shows us how we do under pressure, when the work is tiring and thankless. Woo, you preaching. Our flaws and triggers along with our character all show. This person's life is like the kitchen. They work and sweat all the time only to have it happen again the next week. A time of great effort without obvious end. Repetitive, thankless jobs that don't get us anywhere. People who argue when pressure is on. All right. Solutions. Take a break. That's what I just did. Hydrate. Do not speak in anger. Host a dinner that ends with sweet food. Knight of Cups. Excuse me. Oh, hear me. All right. Queen. Queen of Cups. This is one of my favorite cards as well in the book for those who have been following. Hello, Yemi. All right. Still waters run wide, still waters run deep. Whatever feels satisfies and soothes me. That's from my album Supreme Rain Love Redefined. Letter to my future king. All right. Still water runs deep with this card. The Queen of Cups is a person of deep thought and often more profound creativity. Though they may at times struggle to express themselves in words, yeah, that's me, the poet, they do not have this challenge when making art. Art plays an important role in the Orisha traditions. There's a deeply codified aesthetic that expresses itself from seemingly simple things like the necklaces initiates wear to elaborate outfits and thrones of an initiation. Though there is a lot of room for creativities for colors, patterns, and materials are all set. It is not any blue that Yemiya Ogunti takes, but a specific dark blue. It is not just a pink bead, but one made of coral. Art is part of the process of calling, birthing, and honoring the Orisha. Artists make elaborate fabric thrones for anniversaries and initiations. Metalworkers make tools and crowns to help consecrate and adorn the Orisha. Instruments, outfits, and mezo, the multi-stringed ornament earlier that I talked about, like the one being worked on in this card, might take 20 hours or more of careful beating by hand. It's a lot of love, ain't it? Yeah, it's a lot of love. We got the crown up here, the outfits, the maraca, the mezo, and mezio. Symbolism. A mezo or multi-string ornament used to honor and decorate the Orisha. A crown is often given to a priest Orisha to mark an evolution in their relationship. A beaded wrapper to call the spirit with. Honey, I be calling them spirits, but they call them rattles. Got maracas. A few sets. Fancy initiatory outfit worn during the process of becoming a priest. Golden fabric as might be used to create a throne during the celebrations. Divining. This card is one of expression, devotion, and hard work. The person is described, must use all three elements in order to find success. This is also a card of patience. Through whether patience will be rewarded or not depends on how the card falls in the reading. Creativity is the solution to your problems. Whew. Yes. Creativity is the solution to your problems. There is a communication challenge here. Things must be done in the right way. Do not cut corners. Others do not know what they want, so how can they be happy with what you do? Solutions. You preaching on. Yeah, preach on. Solutions. Use your words. No one knows what you are thinking. I've had to improve in that area. Make something for spirit with your hands. That area as well. Do not imitate tradition. Toot your own horn. A lot of people new to creativity have a problem tooting their own horn. Honey, if you don't share it, it ain't gonna get shared. It's wonderful if somebody else does, but you're it, boo-boo. You're the primary. You're the initiator. You're the one craving change. That's why it's creativity. You got to get out there and you got to toot your horn. I've been tooting my horn on all these videos. Toot, toot. All right. King of Cups. This card is sometimes said to hold the Holy Grail in one hand. It is a card of deep spiritual connection to the other side. Though the energy of this connection, we are able to be healed and reborn. With this card, miracles are possible. Singing is a central practice in the Orisha traditions. Most songs have a call and refrain style with an apun, spelled A-P-U-O-N. Lead singer performing one part and the rest of the people singing the response. It's the job of the Opun to use their ashe, A-S-H-E, and knowledge to call the Orisha to be present at ceremonies. They know the art of enticing the spirits and possessing their devotees so they can bring messages and healing. Many of the miracles spoken of come from the Orisha in this possession state. The singer must know how to coax the Orisha into coming down, when to push, praise, or argue. Sasha Fierce. That is the best celebrity that I can use. Wait a minute. All entertainers do it, but she's definitely got that down pat. She nicknamed the whole album off of it, called Sasha Fierce. Anyway, no other celebrity has done that way. Okay. Symbolism. That's the King of Cups again. We see drummers in the background playing along with the singer. An apun belting out a song. Apun. All right, enough. Divining. This card walks the balance between control and letting go. The singer must let it out and go with the flow, but still hold to the traditional structure. There is a room for artistry, but only to a point. The energy with this card can be overwhelming, and it takes a lot of self-awareness to not get lost as the Orisha draw close to the ceremony. Reach for everything you want. Expect a miracle and work with what you get. Beware getting lost in distraction or intoxicated by circumstance. Woo, hallelujah. Okay. Do not forget you lead by example. Teamwork is the only way forward, even if you are the star. I needed that. Yes. Solutions. If you don't ask, nothing will happen. Pray loudly. The spirits are hard of hearing. Be joyful in your work and devotion. Because as an artist or creator of any sort, when they are first starting out especially, be grateful. Be joyful. Give thanks. If it seems it's rough and it's slow and ain't nothing happening, gratitude, God. Yes. The entire steps of the way. Entire steps, individuals, about one. Yes. Welcome to the journey. The figure in this art was inspired by the famous Olympia Alfaro. A-L-F-A-R-O, in case you want to Google. Page of Swords. Okay. This card speaks of intelligent, keen observation skills and being articulate. This person's ability to see what is going on often moves them to action, sometimes as a champion of those with no voice, and other times as a rescuer of those who are quite committed to being stuck in their situation. This would be your teacher, your profession, your preacher, your Sherpa to help you climb that Mount Everest, honey. Because you are at the bottom of Mount Everest, probably, maybe. Well, you could be, or maybe you halfway up. You already been listening to somebody else, and you just came here to tune in. But yeah, everybody need a teacher. I got a teacher. So, few teachers, and that's what they do. They are Page of Swords. The Ophista is the one who transcribes the message given during initiation. They are responsible for clearly hearing what is said and documenting it for later review. The advice they write down might govern the rest of an initiate's life, so the need for accuracy is high. Going beyond simple being a witness, this person may also be required to offer solutions if prompted by the oracle. Yes. My oracle has given me some advice that I am working on following, making steps towards completion. The Ophista is required to be studious of both the religion itself and human nature. This card raises the question of what we should do with other people's secrets. In the initiation room, everyone hears what the new priest's life has been about and will be like. That is a tremendous vulnerable position to be in, as this information may be used in many manipulative ways. I hear you. In life, the person who this card falls for likely knows many secrets from either confidence or their astute deductions. What they do with it will determine how they are seen and how people feel about them. Yes, indeed. Symbolism, the Diviner's Mat, a journal in which the readings are documented. The numbers 1 through 16 for the primary signs and casting shells or Ifa. Divining. The person who gets this card is attentive and aware of many things. If there is a challenge, it is around the right use of this information. Are they jumping in to help? Hanging back behind a wall of indifference? Have they resolved their own issues enough to give them perspective on others going through the same thing? How are you supporting what is going on? Who is shaping you to follow in their footsteps? How do you decide when not to help? What is beyond your knowledge? These are some great questions. Yes. Solutions. Be slow to judge. Know your place. Use what you know for yourself first. I need to highlight that because sometimes I be falling. Hold on, let me put a little heart here. And I need to come back to that. Use what you know for yourself first. Don't pursue those intent on drowning. Let's come back to that. Because I be forgetting sometimes. I need a reminder. Yes, I do. Knight of Swords. The knight is a perspective keen and understands patterns very well. They have the stamina for actions that require repetition. Though they may lack in seeing the big picture, they have a great grasp on day-to-day details and short-term plans. So, This is awesome. We already talked about long-term and event planning, so this is short-term. Learning the ceremonial procedures for butchering animals used in rituals is an important part of the religion. There is the need for care and proper handling of the carcasses so that no one gets sick. The orishas also require that their part of the sacrifice be properly prepared. Knowing how to cut and break down an animal to both ends takes study, and getting it done in a timely manner is a physically demanding job. In the past, it would often be the village butcher who was initiated and taught the art of killing and preparing the animals. As we move further away from having contact with the animals we eat, this role becomes less desirable to people. The practice of sacrifice itself is often seen by outsiders as strange or disgusting. Yet, when we live respectively with the animals we eat, sharing that with your riches is an obvious thing to do. Knight of Swords. Oops, excuse my little smudge on the book. I'll have to wipe that off later. All right, symbolism. Green and black for Ogun's role in both butchering and sacrifice. A selection of knives so that the right tool for each part of the work are at hand. A piece of meat being cut in preparation for cooking and eating. Divining. This card speaks of there being a right and wrong way to do things. While the task at hand may not seem easy, there are risks to the people involved if things are not handled correctly. Hard work will see you through. Whew, praise God. There's some light at the tunnel. People count on you to do things others are unwilling to do. Focus so you do not hurt yourself. Solutions. Give an offering to Oshun, apprentice with a master. Do not use the wrong tool. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a fierce defender of truth and the community. They are confident, knowledgeable, and abashed in taking control when things need leadership. So much so that the Crowley depicted them holding the head of the king. Today, there is a great rush from people looking to be initiated as priests. Though certainly people need help, many of these seekers are looking for power and status. My elders say that many of the simpler ways of solving problems are being lost because it is more profitable to initiate someone than it is to give them a necklace or a bath. For the love of money. Often people who spent a lifetime working their religion but never felt the need to become priests hold as much knowledge as some of the people acting as priests. The word Omogatalaba, Omokolagba, could be translated as those owned by time. My elders refer to them as the knowledgeable gray hairs. Often they are the first person to correct people if they are doing things wrong, or to just step in and do what needs to be done themselves. Gray hair is in, y'all. In case y'all didn't know it. Your diamonds is in, ladies. Alright. Symbolism, an elderly person with a lifetime experience. A tree representing the depth and breadth of knowledge gained over time. Divining. Sometimes we say that the Creator took the knowledge and spread it around. Here we have a person who is truly practiced and wise. They may come off as rude or old-fashioned, but it would be foolish to not listen to them. Everyone has a part to play in what is going on. Do not dismiss people. Help from unexpected quarters. Your community needs you to step up and do your part. If you see something wrong, no one else is going to fix it. You fix it. That's right. Solutions. Respect the elderly. Respect what you know. Do not mistake status for knowledge. Be humble. Even if you can't fix it. Well, I'm not going to say can't. But if you see something wrong and no one else is going to fix it, then you have some choices to make. I will put it like that. King of Swords. I got Tina Turner, Addicted to Love in my head right now, y'all. Excuse me. That's where I face it. All right. The King of Swords has tremendous knowledge at their disposal. They are sharp and focused and able to bring insight to any situation. They are like an arrow that should be shot after patiently taking aim. At times, however, they can be arrogant and rush to take the shot at their own failure. Here we meet Babalola, priest of Ifa. This male-only priesthood is known for their skill in divination and finding solutions for people problems. Unlike priests of other Orisha who divine with Elegua and other Orisha, they divine with Oromila. Oromilo, along with Elegua and Najala, Ajala, witness the creation of a person's destiny, can guide a person back to it when they have lost track of it. Historically, Babalola have worked in an interwoven manner with priests of other Orisha. One group would send a person to the other for whatever expertise they needed. Ifa reads some level of divination that other priests do not. The Oshun, which we saw in the moon card as a defense against problems, was theirs. Certain Orishas are available through both, and some are only through other priesthood. As time has gone on, more conflict has happened between these groups, with some Ifa priests claiming that their systems are the only reliable ones. Making sure it's still going. Okay. I'm a big advocate of no religion is better than the other. You choose the religion which is best for you based off of your research and your personal experiences. So, yeah. Anthony's over here trying to get to my sweet potato. Let me move my sweet potato. Right over there. Okay. Y'all can chase, but y'all can't have. Okay. I can move my sweet potato now. Matter of fact, hold that thought. I bet you won't get in that. How about that? All right. Pardon me. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Green and yellow for the Orisha Oromila, the head of an Ushu of Ifa, ESHU. A divining tray for casting and marking their readings. A casting chain with 8 pieces of shell, bone, or metal to divine with. A horsetail whisk as a symbol of their royal nature. I love horsetail whisk. They are good for your altar. I have my own. I have a Yimiyal horsetail whisk. And they are for fighting and combating negative energies. Wonderful to dance with. Yes, indeed. Divining. This person is smart and focused. They are able to find the answers that others might miss. Yet for all their wisdom, they may not see the forest for the trees. With this card, arrogance can be one's downfall. At times we find here those who think only science, the church, or their guru have the real answer. Deep thinking brings solutions. Important messages from the spirit world. Following tradition is crucial to success. The messages are clear. Why are you not listening? Ooh-wee. All right. Solutions. Consult with other learned people. Accept your destiny. Make offerings. Praise the Creator. Let's see. That song I'm working on. Let me put that right there to remind myself. Amen. I'll pull it on here. Page of Disc. This person we find in the Page of Disc is hardworking and has aspiration towards bigger things. Whether they are patient or not about their journey often dictates whether they will be successful or not. In any ceremony that involves sacrificing animals, someone has to clean them and prepare them for cooking. At large ceremonies, such as during a priest initiation, you might see a large circle of people plucking and chanting. Learning how to properly pluck a bird can be a tedious and frustrating process. In prepping the birds for plucking, the birds must be dunked in hot water to loosen the feathers. Unfortunately, the heat from this creates a particularly unpleasant smell of wet feathers. No one looks forward to this job, yet it is essential to the practice of the religion. This menial task is tied to maintaining a respectful relationship with the animals whose lives sustain us, body and soul. Now, when I first started, I said, look, Lord, I'm working, I'm doing this and that. I'm not really sure where you want me to fit in plucking birds. Okay? I want you to know, you literally do not have to. Unless you've got some birds that you want to buy and sell and raise and stuff like that, you literally do not have to think about plucking the birds. But everything else that they are referring to, you can learn by their experience and take into consideration what they are taking into consideration as well. And think about those things as you are preparing the food. Now, with the foods that you use for their altars, of course, that you are preparing from scratch yourself, just take precautious measures with that when fixing them. Their favorites, things of that nature. Okay? All right. Symbolism. Feathers everywhere, showing the messiness of this job. A water bottle to cool the hard work of the job being done. Being outside as opposed to within the ceremony room. The bird and garbage is separating what is useful from what is not. Divining. This person has large aspirations, but it is a point in their life where there is too much work to be done that is not inspiring. As a reader, it is important to be clear that the road to their goal is reachable but slow going. Whatever the topic of the reading, the person must prove themselves before they will be able to enjoy more of what they are looking for. Hard work will pay off. Oh, yes. You are becoming part of something. Do not put the cart before the horse. Do not be afraid of the dirty work. Solutions. Tend to what feeds you. Ask what needs to be done. Be respectful. Amen. Ooh, thank you again for being here with me. I greatly appreciate you. I hope you are learning whatever it is that you need to. Don't forget, if you got questions, concerns, things of that nature, leave it in the comments. Knight of Disc. It's one of my favorite cards. The Knight's power comes from being present in the moment and working from there. They see what is going on and are instantly making minor adjustments to their actions and plans in order to ensure success. I'm not perfect at this. This is the first time I've done this, but I am making minor adjustments to my actions and plan in order to ensure success in the future for when I start reading more books in the future, for knowledge, of course. Their patience and hard work are a wonder to behold. Folks didn't just get up there singing and playing the piano and playing the guitar. They had to go somewhere and they had to learn first, and when they finally get on stage, whatever it may be, artwork, paintings, whatever, once they get on stage, it is a wonder to behold. The Omo Anya, or drummers, are an integral part of the Orisha traditions. OMO-ANYA. Okay. Let's see here. In the formal drumming are three differently sized bantu drums that all play complex interlocking rhythms. Along with singers and musicians work together to work the energy in the room to bring the spirits through. Pushing the tempo here, inserting a break there, and changing the song to keep the process moving. To keep that flow moving. Yes. The drummers, like the people in this reading, need to walk a balance of letting go and staying in control. If the drummer loses track of themselves and in their surroundings, the rhythms will fail and the energy will be lost. If they are too controlled, everything will be too formal and stiff, and the music the energy asks for won't happen. Uh-oh. I need to put that back later. I won't do it right now, though. Matter of fact, I must have had this at Ogun. Had to have. Yeah, I got a little thing there that says look. Okay. Symbolism. A drummer playing a bantu drum and singing lost in the flow of all parts of their work. A range of shakers and other instruments used, they call them rattles and shakers, maracas, things of that nature. Other instruments used to call the Orisha symbolize the breadth of knowledge they must have. Divining. The person walks a line between ordered growth and chaotic growth. If they get too focused on the end result or too lost in themselves, then their work will be spoiled. They require patience and somewhat zen attitude in order to continue their work properly. Whatever they are working on will be a success, but the timeline is measured in seasons, not days or weeks. Success is time. Yes, I've been working a long time on projects, putting them out there a little bit at a time. You don't just build your crowd overnight. You got to work on it a little bit over time. And all that you do. Unless you just, born rich and into the business like that. Okay? Needing to roll with what is beyond your control, physically demanding times that require rest. Solutions. Do not lose control. Do not drink liquor. Attend to your fitness. Listen to music to heal your soul. Yes. For those of you battling anything as far as your body, things of that nature, because I used to weigh a lot. I used to be 415 pounds and 200 plus. And yoga and meditation, walking. I used to go walk more than 5 minutes. So this is definitely a life-changing journey, but some of the things that I would also do that my Orishas introduced me to was healing meditation music as well on YouTube. So meditation music on YouTube, healing meditation music on YouTube. I like chimes, listening to water healing, crickets, birds. That's why I'm out here in nature now. So those kind of things, okay? Just to kind of help you along the way. All right, moving on, Queen of Disc. So that don't fly away. Here we find a person who can bring the most subtle ideas or things into manifestation. Their combination of groundedness, patience, and intuition allow them to show others what they thought was impossible. Spirit possession is an important part of the Orisha traditions. The dancer or Ilegun act as a bridge between this world and the other side by allowing the body to be inhabited by an Orisha. I've had possession before. Things I talk about in the book are in my book. Sacred practices for beginning practitioners is portals that the Orisha can enter through. So things like mirrors, water, those type of things. So yeah, I go in a little bit more detail in the book. Even though they are willing to do this work, it is not easy. The body and ego wrestle with letting go of control. Becoming a mount requires an inborn quality along with years of training. Once in possession, the Orisha communicates the reality of their presence through certain coded actions. They then offer advice, chastise people, and perform healings. This may go on for hours. Unfortunately, many try to fake possession in order to increase their status or turn a profit. Look, I ain't got time for none of that. Discerning truth from acting requires tremendous knowledge, and the risk of offending an Orisha by testing them in this rude manner is considerable. A vulture, symbolism. Yeah, that's nothing to play with. And this is actually an easy explanation of the possession. It goes more into detail than one of the other tarot books that I've got with the cards. But this one kept it a little simplified. Symbolism. A vulture, symbol of Oshin Ibu Koli, touches the dancer. The dancer begins to dance like the path of Oshun, taking on the vulture's movements. Other spirits dance in the background. Once one Orisha comes down, others often follow. The drummers in the background play to help bring the spirit into possession. Divining. The person has access to spirit, people, or things that will help them achieve anything they want. Their success looks easy to the world, but it is a product of authenticity and patience. Yes, it is. I got it highlighted. I'm just going to put a little star by it. This person opens the road for others as they go. Your status in the community is growing. Spirit has your best interest at heart. Breathe deeply and go with the flow even when you have doubt. Solutions. Check your ego. Be patient. Observe protocol. We are on our last card currently right now for the court cards. And it is the King of Disc. Woo! Congratulations, honey. You is almost there. Never mind, I'm going to use correct wording. Congratulations, honey. You are almost there. Okay. The King of Disc is the master of their craft. They have spent years studying and practicing to develop an expertise that others cannot match. The person in this card has a tremendous connection to nature, which they understand intimately. I got some nature books in there I need to be studying. Perhaps the most important and misunderstood element of the Orisha traditions is its reliance on the plant world. All initiations require specific plants based on centuries of practice and knowledge. The Osainista, or priest of the master of plants, Osain, O-S-A-I-N, comprise a priesthood of their own. Devoted to learning all the magical, medical, and ritual use of plants, they are integral to making ceremonies happen. Obatala was looking to expand his farm by clearing a wooded lot of plant yams. Hearing that was work, Osain offered his help. Obatala said, "Clear all the useless plants so I may grow my crop," and left him to work. When he returned the next day, he found Osain napping. Go judge, y'all. And no trees had been cut or plant had been pulled up. Confronting him angrily, Obatala exclaimed, "You have done nothing! All these useless plants are still here." Osain then pointed at plants and explained their uses. This one helps with fertility. This one gets rid of witchcraft. That's funny. This one here gets rid of headaches. They all have uses. Afterward, Osain agreed to teach Obatala all the secrets of the forest. That is actually not my strong point when it comes to plants, other than to grow them, because I do have green thumb. I have had a few gardens. I like those, but that is not it's not where my passion lies. I like real food, but it ain't my passion to be actually planting it. Regular plants, yes, and some other things, no. But yeah. But I know people who are excellent at doing that and have made great work doing that as well. You've got her herbal medications, hair products. I am thankful for all of them. They're around here making money pouches for you to be able to bring their money to you. They're having magical candles made that they've blessed with their hands, that they put special ingredients in. Our farmers. Let's see here. Traders markets. Those who season the food at the supermarket, if you're buying something already packaged up, I mean, plants have their, to be around the kitchen witch, you around there just getting it in. I got places to be. I'm in the kitchen if I forgot to be, to help out my mama occasionally sometimes, but that is not my favorite thing to do. But I know people who are excellent herbalists. Yes. Okay. And I have become more accustomed to herbs from working with the Orishas, because I go to the botanicals and the enlightenment shops, and they sell the herbs there, and I ask about them and I look them up, and depending upon what it is, I'll take it and I'll honor one of the Orishas with it. So you're going to get to know some plants. Even if you haven't been studying those before, you will get to know some. All right, symbolism. A bud of herbs, alamo marked with the color indicating which Orisha they are for. Various plants in the background for the diversity of knowledge. This person shown has a 6th finger, marking him from birth as a child of Osain. Dividing. The person this card appears for has profound applied knowledge. It may seem simple, but it is built on decades of study and practice. They are usually gregarious and friendly. Plant, nurture, harvest, and then plant again. When I first started, I said, that garden I've been wanting to do, I ain't had a chance to do that. Let me go do that garden right now. So I started planting stuff. Theory is nothing without application. Your work will take seasons to come to fruition, not days or weeks. Grow a plant, take an herbal bath, spend time in nature, study under an expert. All wonderful things to do. Again, that is the King of Discs. All right. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I greatly appreciate it. You hanging in there with me today, especially if you are here on Memorial Day weekend. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Please and thank you. And then don't forget as well that I do have clip notes from the book that coincide, and journals and books available on my Amazon.com page as well. Be well, be safe, have a fabulous rest of your day and Memorial Day weekend. Mwah.